Welcome to the Age of the Ring channel. I'm Jarian, a voice actor and beta tester for the mod. To get you all hyped up for the epic release that will be 8.0, we are starting a new series we'll call Beta Casting. Join me in an action-packed peek behind the curtain as our devs and beta testers go head-to-head, testing balance and all new features of the upcoming release. Let's go! All right, here we are. Man, I'm so excited to be putting this content together finally. As stated in the intro, we're going to be casting some games played as part of our beta testing process. So you guys can kind of get a glimpse into what we're putting together for 8.0. And the format for this might change or evolve, but for now, we're just going to do a nice standard 1v1 cast, competitive cast between two of our testers here. So in the top right, on Greenway, we've got Captain Corrigan. He's a lead dev, starting with 2 farms, barracks into a 3rd farm on Greenway. And in the bottom left, we've got some Harad going for you, being played by Joseph, one of our beta testers. And Joseph is going for 3 bazaars and not an outpost. He is going for 4 bazaars. So 4 of the Harad farms going down. That's kind of an interesting choice, actually. Kind of curious to see how he's going to do this. So the outpost goes down now, and for Harad, the outpost is like the first kind of go-to barracks for a standard opening, but it costs 400 resources, which is a little bit more expensive than some of the other factions, most of the other factions, I believe. So putting this down a little late after kind of establishing an economic start, so I kind of like that, kind of gambling that Gondor isn't going to go super cheesy in an aggressive push here. Joseph did opt in for the Southern Sentry power, which places down a tower and gives him pretty good line of sight here. And then let's see what Corrigan's up to. So Clansmen of Lamedon are coming across the field here, but they should have just walked into Joseph's line of sight, so he should see them. And a Warlord just now coming out, so we'll see what he opts in for. He did pick the Tribal Bowmen, summoning those. Tribal Bowmen are going to be
ready for orders.
They're pretty numerous, but they don't do a ton of damage, so he's going to have to kite these guys back probably, or at least pick them away as long as Corrigan keeps them attacking the bazaar. We'll see if he wants to get the bazaar or jump on these guys. Okay, so the Clansmen of Lamedon should be able to win this fight, even with the Southern Sentry does have a spear thrower up on top. Not a ton of damage from the spear thrower, but it's not nothing. There we go. Just a low rate of fire, pretty much. Clansmen of Lamedon creeping the goblin layer up here. Have not taken the inn yet. And we will see farm kind of spreading out here. Joseph is going pretty ham on the bazaars too, actually. We'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 bazaars out so far. As he cleans up the Clansmen of Lamedon with a few more Warlords. So double outpost production here. Getting that Warlord spam out. It's pretty solid. These guys just kind of patrolling the Greenway Road here. And let's see. We have 500 max CP to Harad, to Gondor's 450. One of the things that we're experimenting with in this beta, and I do say experimenting, just in that everything is subject to change, obviously, as we're going through the testing process here. But one of the big changes that we're looking at is removing the CP bonus that barracks provide and only tying max CP to resource structures. So the blacksmith and the farms here, which should put a higher importance on these clansmen trying to take this in, but are going to back off from that and start attacking these guys. But a good surround from the tribal units here should take these guys down eventually. But these guys are pretty tanky. They do decent damage. The tribal folks getting taken down here. Nice. Anyway, as I was saying, it should put more of an impetus on making sure that you expand and defend your extraneous farms, because if you don't, then you're going to have a smaller army size. Smaller max army size, rather. Little skirmish in the center here. A couple of farms kind of lining the Greenway Road. Raiders, move out. His Clansmen of Lamedon trading pretty favorably with these tribal units, but the spammability of the warlords is a bit easier. Blackroot Vale archers in the backs. It looks like actually the tribal bowmen were able to take down a builder, which is kind of nice for Joseph here. These Blackroot Vale archers in aggressive stance getting attacked by these archers. Gonna go down eventually. But getting reinforced here. Okay, here we go. Nice. It does look like Joseph has moved into a level 2 outpost, which allows for the Harandor Raiders to then hit the field. Pretty solid cav unit. He's just going to have to be careful, of course, of the Linhir Spearmen. I like... we do have a stables out here as well for Corrigan, yep, and the Riders of Penethgillen. Linhir Spearmen able to take out some of these Harandor Raiders. This is a pretty cool back and forth match so far. The Riders of Penethgillen being used to prevent these tribals from getting the farm up here. Tribal Bowmen getting on top of these Linhir Spearmen. I wonder if it looked like the Warlord might have been killed. I saw a lot of Tribal Bowmen dying all at once. 2 battalions of Penethgillen Riders, so Joseph is being forced to get out the Tribal Spears here. This Warlord seems to have lost his whole battalion. Yeah, it was a bowman horde, but all of the bowmen are now done.
Clansmen of Lamadon, ready for orders.
But we will see Joseph harassing with his own cav, forcing Corrigan's cav to respond and not push the issue over here. Captain's Horn and 5 power points for Gondor, and very similar power point for Harad. These Harandor Raiders getting chased, but yeah, it looks like they're going to get caught in this fight. So these Harandor Raiders should go down. These Harandor Raiders going to get jumped on by these pikes, so maybe going to be losing that farm in the background. This sentry doing a really good job of kind of keeping Gondor busy and providing like just another like obstacle basically for Gondor to try and get a surround on these tribal units. So just delaying Gondor's attack onto valuable structures here. So doing its job. And maintaining a relatively even CP. Gondor is now taking a lead in CP, as they've both purchased, I must have missed the Horn of the Serpent Lord. But both of them opting for the Tier 1 rebuy instead of going up to Tier 2 right away. Gondor on the retreat here, but being reinforced by these swords. I heard the sharpshooters before I saw them, the blow dart guys. Love these guys, but they're going to be... Oh, no, they're going to get trampled. Tries to get the Harandor Spearmen in position to protect from the Riders of Penethgillen, but the trample is just going to be too much. These guys going to get away. I don't know if there's a well back at home to heal back at, but these guys getting the sharpshooters out. And now just too big of a Gondor force, including Anorians. Pardon me. Anorians being built out of the level 2 barracks here. Really going to prove to be an issue for the warlord units of Harad. So the warlord units they're a little bit better than orcs, but they are still spam units. And eventually, once Gondor is getting into Anorians and has like archers supporting them, the tribal units are no longer going to cut it in terms of these trades. So I think what we're going to need to see from Joseph soon, I would like to see maybe the Black Numenorian outpost come out, so that the Black Numenorian swordsmen and cav can come out, or maybe some Mumakil, the Mahud headhunter. No, these are not the headhunters. Those are the just the regular warriors coming out. These guys are going to be good at kind of getting around the flank and jumping on these archers since they're so fast. So Corrigan sees this. He's got too little of a force here, so he's going to be forced to retreat. And Joseph is able to chase them off for now. It looks like he's still chasing. Didn't go for the trample on the archers with the Harandor. Okay. So Harad may be chasing a little too deep into here. I wonder if maybe he's macroing back at home. These guys kind of running right into Gondor's base and actually getting surrounded. Kind of surrounding themselves here. Alright, so an unfortunate trade for Harad here. I liked what he did. He was able to kind of scare the archers off at first, but now he just kind of baits them into a trap by this farm. Harad, though, going to answer with trying to take down this farm. almost to 10 power points for Harad, and we do see 10 power points for okay, the Garden of Athelion being purchased and placed down right here on top of all these units. 50% damage, 33% armor. This is going to be a dangerous spot for any Harad units to be right now. Okay, actually the tribes of... Did he place it around here? Tribes of Harad. So he went down the southern sentry. I'm trying to see where he placed the camp. Ah, over here. Okay, and he just summoned units. So for those who don't know, I just want to see how this fight is going. Take a look at that in a second. Yeah, so these Anorians on defensive stance being buffed by the Garden, the Horn of the Serpent Lord going down on these Mahud warriors. I don't think fighting here is in Harad's best interest. The units are superior even without the Garden of Athelion, but these archers are firing away, and the damage buff to all these higher tier units is not going to go well. But over here, so the tribal encampment, the 10 power point, summons 2 battalions of Harandor units. They are on a timer, but he's going to be able to get a farm kill, most likely. I don't see anything coming to respond to this in time. So pretty neat use for this power. Kind of using it as a flanking place. Yeah, over here, Gondor. So Corrigan is realizing the defensibility of this position and actually putting a well here. I really think Joseph needs to just leave this be and do what he's doing over on this side and just start attacking on the sides more. Yeah, exactly. This is exactly right. So the Harandor Raiders jumping on this farm here. Going to be able to get it before the Riders of Pinnith Gillen get on top of these guys. Joseph not quite watching just yet, so the Raiders are going to fall. Or at least be reduced to half. And Harad regroups. Okay. So this is going to be a problem for Harad to deal with. But the fun thing about this map, I kind of like seeing this map in PvP because I feel like we don't see it that often. But what's kind of interesting about it is just how wide it is. You could come at your opponent from so many different angles on this huge map, which is really fun, especially to test out the new CP changes as well. Yeah, the Harad units just kind of running into the garden here. A little bit of miscontrol from Joseph here. Yeah, these guys are just going to get torn apart by the buffed up units in the garden. Maybe the garden's buff is gone, but I do see them leadershiped up, and I don't know if I see a hero. I do see... Actually, Faramir is over here. One of the other changes that we are looking at with this beta currently is... Okay, rebuild going down on this farm. Dry Spell actually going to be thrown down. Dry Spell is reducing the amount of resources gained from this building, and similarly would also, if it was on a production building like a barracks, it would lower the research time of units. But yeah, these tribal units, the tribal spearmen versus Anorian soldiers on defensive, even without the boosts here, are just not going to win these trades, especially with archers backing them up, level 4 archers. So we're going to need to see a different strategy come from Joseph here soon. This is going to be a pretty good trample on these black roots here with the Harandor Raiders. Yep, going to get those. If he can get another reverse trample before the Linhir Spearmen come. Yep, got him into position there. Got a little bit more of a trample, but going to get caught at this point. Yeah. The deceleration is too much, so the archers plus the pikes going to be able to take care of those raiders. Horn of the Serpent Lord on these headhunters. Yeah, just on the headhunters and kind of running them up. Faramir's arrow volley going to come down here. Sorry, what I was trying to say before, one of the things that we're looking at with this beta is increasing the cost of Faramir, Boromir, and Denethor, all of the whole family there, just by a little bit to kind of relieve some pressure that Gondor's opponents have been feeling in 7.1 and through this beta, with seeing just some really strong heroes coming out pretty early. But Faramir in the Garden of Athelion. I'm just loving how lore friendly this match is. Harad facing their arch enemy here. Captain's Horn going down on a bunch of units as they push out just beyond the garden to try and just crunch forward. I like this strategy of kind of finding a position and moving forward. I think the way to counter this from Joseph, though, would to just not engage here. It's not a choke point, you know. You can go around, and he was doing some of that, trying to harass these farms. But now the marketplace on these farms, really giving Gondor such a huge economic lead. 775 max CP, 775 max CP for Harad too, but just no units left as Gondor just kind of slowly death pushes in. Not even really needing siege. He's just kind of starving out Joseph for units. I think, I mean, it's a tough spot for Harad at this point. Maybe one other thing that he could try doing is try to save up a few units in the back to try and make a stronger attack. I like seeing the Harandor Raiders in formation there to get a little bit more damage. But yeah, it's just going to be too much Gondor. And here, instead of having to buy the siege works, he instead opts for another level 10 power. I don't think we'll see a single tier 3. I mean, Gondor stacking them up at this point. Do I hear Boromir hitting the field? Yeah, Boromir's coming down too. So the brothers finally going to make it here, but there's just nothing from Harad with only this level of tech. So not even the Harandor archers. Guards of the Serpent plus Suladon might have been able to do something here, but at this point it's just too late. Anorian Knights hitting the field, being chased by the tribal pikemen. I think these came from the camp, yeah. So summoned 2 pikemen battalions from the camp, which is pretty solid. But oh man, another arrow volley is going to take those guys down. That's massive. And once this second level outpost goes down, I think that's it. There's no units coming out from Harad to be able to defend against this. What I was trying to say before, I wonder if like the War Mumok might have been able to turn the tide for Harad here, but I just think the lack of tech is what kind of killed him. Funneling resources into kind of cheaper units and then sending them kind of to die over into this really well defended choke point here from Gondor. Slowly bled Harad, so Boromir going to take on this guy. So if Boromir can get the kill on the warlord here, then he kills the whole battalion. Not that the battalion's that much bigger. But these guys have a leadership bonus from their Khan, and they have specialist damage, so should be able to do pretty good damage to Boromir. Is Boromir going to... Oh, no. Looks like Boromir might just make it, actually. Covered by his brother, you know. If only. And the timer going down. We are looking at lowering the durations of summons as well, so that they're not too oppressive. So far, I think it's been working pretty well. Yeah, it's just Gondor everywhere. But bringing the south in line, right? Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. These guys getting scared from this cavalry all from up top here. It does look like the Dol Amroth Citadel went down. Where did that go? Back in base, probably? Yeah, here we go. Timber Hill, Swan Knights available. That's going to be it. All right, why don't we fast forward here?
Will not bow to this rage of the north.
Denethor also being purchased, and eventually this fortress is going to go down. Good stuff. Yeah, I think I said it before, but I think part of it was just the transition for Harad into the late game didn't quite happen when he would have wanted it to. Maybe making a little more use of the caravans from Harad. It's a 600 resource investment to get those caravans out, but their resource production is pretty crazy, and they don't take up a huge chunk of land in order to get the full benefit there. So that can really propel Harad into the late game, but the pressure from Gondor was just a little too much, and that's going to be GG to both players. Well played to Joseph and Corrigan, and hope you guys enjoyed the first episode, I guess, or first installation of this beta casting series. Let us know what you think. Thank you so much. All right, take care. Bye-bye.